How do you know if you need rotator cuff strengthening? Are you an action sports enthusiast wondering if your shoulders are up to the task? Knowing when to strengthen your rotator cuff can make a big difference in your performance and safety. The rotator cuff is a group of muscles and tendons that play a key role in stabilizing your shoulder joint. It keeps the head of the humerus, which is the upper arm bone, centered in the shoulder socket during movement. If these muscles weaken, it can lead to increased stress on your shoulder, raising the risk of injury. So, how can you tell if you need to focus on rotator cuff strengthening? First, pay attention to any shoulder pain during or after your activities. This is especially important if you do overhead movements, which are common in sports like surfing, skateboarding, or climbing. You might feel pain in the front or back of your shoulder, and it may worsen when you lift your arm to shoulder height or higher. Another sign to watch for is weakness or fatigue in your shoulder muscles. This can lead to a feeling of instability or decreased control when you are making dynamic movements. If you notice a reduced range of motion or stiffness in your shoulder, that can also be a red flag. It might become harder to perform actions that requiring full shoulder mobility. If you have a history of shoulder injuries, such as tendinopathy, rotator cuff tears, shoulder impingement, bursitis, or labral tears, it is wise to consider strengthening your rotator cuff. These conditions often indicate underlying weakness or dysfunction in the rotator cuff muscles. Recurring shoulder discomfort or inflammation after training or competitions is another indicator. If your muscles are not adequately supporting your shoulder joint, it can lead to these issues. Age can also play a role. As you get older, the rotator cuff tendons lose elasticity and muscle mass decreases, which can increase your risk of injury. In the world of action sports, where your shoulders face repetitive and sometimes extreme stresses, maintaining rotator cuff strength is essential. Weakness in these muscles can lead to shoulder instability and impingement, where soft tissues get pinched during movement, causing pain and inflammation. Practical signs that you may need to strengthen your rotator cuff include difficulty performing sport-specific movements without discomfort, noticeable weakness compared to your non-dominant side, or persistent soreness after activity. Incorporating targeted exercises that focus on internal and external rotation of the shoulder, along with scapular stabilization, can help restore balance and function. If you notice shoulder pain, weakness, reduced mobility, or have a history of shoulder problems, it is likely time to add rotator cuff strengthening to your training routine. This approach not only helps prevent injury but also supports the demanding shoulder actions required in action sports.